Hey there, welcome to Talk for Your Walk with Bridget Lynch. I am your host, and I am so glad to be here with you. This is a bonus episode. I wanted to come in after the book launch, post book launch. My new release, Out of the Darkness, is available at coachbridgetbooks.com. I want you to order my book and leave me a review. You can actually go to Amazon and find my book. However, if you order from my website, that would be much better so that I can send you a thank you, send you a signed copy, because I so look forward to doing those things whenever people purchase my book. So if you are listening to this and you want to get a copy, then go to coachbridgetbooks.com. I will pray over the book. I will write you a special message and I will sign it and send it on its way. So thank you for doing that for me. I'm so glad that you're here, and just want you to know that after the book launch, there's kind of been, you just get to the point where it's heightened. You get to the book launch. It's so exciting. There were people there that I wasn't expecting, people I was expecting, and then everyone in between. And there were people that couldn't make it because we are in Florida and Hurricane Helene had come through, and there were flights delayed flights canceled, and people are suffering so bad right now. And honestly, I've been praying for these people. I cannot believe the tragedy and devastation in the Carolinas and East Tennessee. And so praying for those people, for God to send them the aid that they need. However, after all of that, there was like just this kind of still lull. And when you get to places like that in your life, they're good, but you're also going, it's kind of quiet. But the one thing that I know is that God is bigger than any opposition that tries to come up against us, because you know that as good as all of this has been, that the enemy is at work behind the scenes, trying to distract, trying to divide, trying to steal, kill, and destroy, as the word says. And therefore, we must be alert, be sober-minded, be vigilant, and know that he's prowling around. We have to be aware of that. We have to be aware of his tactics and what he's trying to do, because ultimately we have to know so that we can fight back, so that we can use the tools that God gives us to fight back. I had a friend send me a video, and I love Christine Kane, and she has found a new love for Christine Kane as well. So I love that we share that. And Christine Kane's messages are always fire and always just like drinking from a water hose. Okay. I mean, a fire hose. And so it just, I was on a walk listening to this message, and I'm like, I need to be taking notes. I actually probably will listen again. But some of the things that I did pick up and I did remember, she said, Jesus's blood doesn't give you amnesia, so you don't forget about what you went through. It gives you a life after the hurt and the pain. And he restores and he redeems. And even when people have read my book already and I've gotten a lot of great feedback. However, you're going to have those occasional few that are not going to be kind and they're not cheering for you. But this is what I know. And I have said this, and our prior pastor, still a great pastor, said, your maturity in your faith is based on your recovery time. And I initially got the message and I read it, and it was hurtful. And I thought, I had a friend visiting. She had come to get her book, and I was sitting there and I said, I need to pray. So I grabbed her hand and we prayed. Prayed for the person that sent the message, prayed for their heart, prayed for God to reveal what needs to be healed, because we're only as sick as our secrets. And so when you bring stuff out of the darkness into the light, God can work with that. When you keep it in the dark, he can't work with that. God does not work in the dark. He is light, and there is no darkness in him, the word says. Even darkness is light to him, the word says. And therefore, we know that the truth is higher than any words than any person can send me, say to me, write down about me. It doesn't matter. And I'm not here to get all of the positive words, right? I know the negatives will come. But but Christine said this in the message too. Make the truth higher than your words. And if you don't have the truth in your mouth, then keep your mouth shut. I wish more people would abide by that. However, I'm not in charge of that. So, you know what I love about opposition? Love. Yeah, you're like, love it? Yes, this is what I love. It gives me the opportunity to showcase God's goodness and glory and the glory to give to him. Wait, and glory to get me through it. Oh, okay. It tells you about God's goodness and glory, and it helps me to get through it. I it actually fuels my fire that God has on my remnant of coals. I love it. I love that my coach even told me, my book writing coach, Steve Hopper, he's great. Um, he said, "You know, you're writing this book and you're going to have people that are going to support you and they're going to buy your book and then they're going to read it and they might not like it very much." And I said, "Yeah, I believe that." And it's happened. It's happened. He said, "But you didn't write this book for them. You wrote this for people that need to know that they have the power to overcome fear and anxiety and they are stronger and braver and more victorious in Jesus Christ." That's who I wrote this book for. And if people read this and they can't see that and they don't know that, then it's not for them. I pray that they realize what needs to change and that they need to draw closer to the Lord and that I pray that they find the hope and healing and light that God wants to put in their life. Because God wants so much for you to be healed. And, you know, we're not completely healed and whole till we get into heaven. However, there is a level of healing and wholeness that God wants to bring to you while you're here on this earth. That's why he promised us abundant life in John 10:10. He wants you to overcome. He wants you to be stronger in him. He wants you to realize that we have to surrender it all and sacrifice our lives to know that he can fill it and he can use us to go further and higher than we ever thought. God wants to take you to new levels. He doesn't want you to stay where you're at. He definitely doesn't want you to stay stuck. And so, you know, I pray for those that read this and it might hurt and sting a little bit. But I pray that they will see and hear the words that God wants them to see and hear. And don't get to a place that you don't like and stop reading it. Read the whole book so that you know what the outcome is, because the outcome is victory and overcoming and strength and hope and healing. And so, you know, I pray again that you do receive hope and encouragement from any words that I share, whether it's on reels, on podcast, through books. And here's the great part. So this is a post book launch update, but God's already given me an outline, an introduction for book number 2 and an outline of the chapters. And so I'm super excited about that he's just, I always knew that I wanted to write. I love it. I love that God has done this for me because I would write when I was younger. I would write poems. I would write in journals. I probably have at least 10 journals that I've written in over the years and just in a drawer that I've kept. I could probably write stories from those alone or books from those alone. Anyway, I just wanted to update you, let you know that, you know, even when the opposition comes in your own life, know that God is victorious regardless of what comes against you. Don't stay stuck in the mess. Know that God will lend you a hand to get you out. He actually wants to pull you out and push you forward. because he doesn't want you stuck. He wants you walking in the fullness and the righteousness that his son died for. Jesus Christ died for you to overcome all things that you face. It says in John 16:33, in this world you will have trials and tribulations, but take heart, because I, Jesus, have overcome the world. If he's overcome the world, you can overcome anything by his blood and know that you're going to be better off in the long run. So go to coachbridgetbooks.com, purchase your copy if you have not. I will sign it and I will send it on its way. And go to my website as well. You can sign up for email newsletters, coachbridgetlynch.com. And I look forward to talking with you soon. I may do a short series on the podcast before the holidays, and then I would take a holiday break and then be back in the new year. So stay tuned for that, because that may be coming soon. And I appreciate you being here on Talk for Your Walk, and we look forward to talking to you next time. Thank you so much.